What's going on, guys? So JT here with some of my first run thoughts, or runs plural, of the Arrma Limitless. So you guys know that this is, as I mentioned in my live video, if you didn't pay attention, this is the Popeyes chicken sandwich of the RC car industry. So Arrma had announced this back in June, I think it was, and it got back ordered, and everybody's been wanting this car, and it's released. And it's still on back order, and everybody's starting to get these cars in. But there's a lot of questions coming up too, and you guys are kind of blowing my inbox up about that. You guys not really answer that many questions through Instagram and all that stuff. But I figured I'd go ahead and put this video. I was gonna wait a little bit longer till I ran the car and did some more speed runs on, but there's a lot of questions coming in with people getting this car. So first off, do I like the car? Yes, I do. I love the car. I've driven the car every day since I've got it. I mean, literally, after I leave training or practice, I'll bring it with me in the trunk, and I'll go out and I'll drive one or two packs, especially since I made a minor change to it. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. But Arrma designed this car, as its name stated, Limitless. They designed this car to go 130, 40, 50, 60 or plus miles per hour with it. And it can go every bit of that. I've seen a lot of videos out there on YouTube of people running this car, and they're getting it up to, I think someone got up to the 150s. Which it still has room to go faster with it. Now, a couple things with this car that how Arrma designed this. There's some adjustments you can do to it, to make it more aerodynamic and to increase speed and stuff like that. For instance, these front fins on here can actually come off. There's just a screw right there. You pull that out, bam. Now, for me, I did put lights on mine. I did do a video on installing lights and stuff, but you can trim around the back part of this as well to make it more aerodynamic for whatever you're trying to do with it. The tires, I've seen people run these up to about 120 or so miles per hour. They may be able to get more or less with it, but these are belted tires. Now, if you're going around the parking lot, just running around in general doing spin outs, you will wear the tires out a lot more quickly, which is going to bring me to just general running of this car. Now, this car comes with a spool. And this is what this looks like. Get this to focus in just a minute. There we go. This is 34 teeth. This is not designed to just run in general. For instance, if you're just going out and going to run, let's say up and down the street, you'll probably get a couple of runs with it, if that. And then your car may overheat. It just depends on what system you got into, but it's possibly going to overheat because with this and then the pinion gear that comes with is a 27 tooth pinion gear. That's a pretty high gear ratio. I forgot exactly what it is. I think it's like a 2.7 or something like that, or 2.5. I can't remember. But with that, the smallest pinion gear you can put in here is a 27 tooth. So with that gearing, it's not designed with that just to go up and down the street and try to run it for several minutes. You'll probably get a couple minutes runtime at the most, and then you'll probably go into thermal, especially if you're running on 6S. On 4S, you might be able to get away with it. But Arrma was very, very, very smart in designing this particular car, and also the infraction as well. You can buy, which I have here and which I have installed in my Limitless right now, the 50 tooth spur gear that goes inside the 8 scale bucket. I got a lot of oil in my hand now. I put this in there, and I've running it with a 18 tooth pinion gear, and I'm getting about 60 miles per hour, 59. I got a video up of that. And you guys can see that running and stuff with that as well, that it runs real, real well with that. I mean, I really do like running it with this in here because it's a general car you can go out there and you can run with, and I can just run it without it overheating and stuff. So coming back to this, to install this is also easy. So it just shows you the thought that went into designing this buggy with this. It is only about literally 5 screws, unless you include having to adjust this over, you got to remove. So there is a screw here to take this out. And then of course, this is just going to flip up. And then these 4 screws in here unscrew. You pop this up, and literally this is in here. You can slide this up, and then bam, slide this right in there. It's a direct fit, guys. I mean, it really is. You can possibly use the 46. Well, I'm not gonna say you could possibly can. You can use the 46 that comes in the infraction, but I think you may still run into some overheating problems. Not 100% sure. I know on my infraction, running the 18 tooth on 6S, and I'm just going all out. It still did overheat after several minutes of running, so it needs a little bit more airflow and stuff going through it. But adding this to it, this 50 tooth, has made a world of difference for me. Just in general running, if I wanted to just take the car out and just run it somewhere. And it has put a big smile on my face doing it. And plus, I'm running at this particular time the stock Arrma system in it. I did run when I did 82 miles per hour on 4S. I was running a 2250 motor and a different ESC as well. And I had a 34 tooth pinion gear and a 34 tooth spur. So I was running a 1-to-1 ratio. So I got 82.1 or 2 miles per hour with that on 4S. And then when I tried to go to 6S, I did start overheating and stuff because the speed control I was running didn't have, any capacitors or any cap packs, as we're calling it, and stuff like that, added to the ESC at all. And it wasn't this particular one in general. But you can go out and you can get the Arrma BLX 200 ESC. I did purchase one of those ESCs. This is the one that kind of comes in the Nero. And I'm curious to put this in here and still run it with that stock motor as well, because you guys see that it does also have capacitors that are built into on the connections for the battery as well. So I'm curious to put this in here and then run this on 6S and give you guys my thoughts on it. And like I said, I was trying to more or less do some more running first before I did kind of these first run thoughts on it. But there's a lot of questions and stuff coming in for it. Bodies and stuff, I've seen what you guys have done to this, pictures on Facebook and stuff, and you guys are doing a phenomenal job. I mean, I've really been very, very envious of it, not in a bad way or anything, but I've just seen what you guys have done with painting these bodies and stuff, and man, I'm just like, wow. So with that, just know that when you guys get this car, it is designed for speed, but you can make an adjustment to it just to do general running. And I'm saying it's a world of difference if you just want to go out and run your car. And I'm pretty sure people are going to do some different modifications to it and all that as time progresses on with it. But with that also, a lot of the parts are compatible with their 8-scale cars. Of course, the transmissions are, and I kind of went over this with the infraction, but you guys may not have seen that video. The transmissions are compatible. The front and rear differentials and stuff are. The A-arms and stuff are compatible with the Typhon 6S buggy. But a lot of other stuff is unique, like the battery trays and then some of the components like the front bumper and splitter and stuff like that. But I hope that answers some of you guys' questions, because I'm getting a lot of, like I said, questions about running the car and overheating and all that. And a lot of people don't have experience in running cars of this caliber. A lot of people, they've either run buggies out there and they really didn't overheat because the way they're geared and running them off road and stuff. And the way this is gear stock out the box is for speed, but you can make that minor adjustment. I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but I can't stress that enough that with this minor addition, and you guys can search on Horizon or Tower Hobbies or A-Main and just look up the parts for this. It's just the differential and then the pieces and stuff for it. You can install this in here. I got 100K oil in here and it is perfect. I mean, it really is, guys. I mean, for me and the way I just run just daily, this has been fine. So I do have a 22 pinion gear in here. I still have to do running with that. And I still have to show you guys the temperatures, but it did not overheat, not once, when I ran it with the stock system in it. And then also the 52 spur and the 18 tooth pinion gear. Even on a hot day, it didn't overheat once. Now, the 20 tooth, it may be a little bit different, but we'll see. I have yet to run that. And I was going to wait a little bit to do this video, but I needed to let you guys know about that. Also, as far as tires and stuff go, you guys need to rotate your tires as well. It even says that in the instruction manual. I believe it's after maybe every run, if you're going to run it. Just in general, just taking it out and running it for several minutes and stuff. They do recommend rotating. I believe it may be every once or twice or something like that. And that's just rotating the front to the back and the back to the front. That'll help with your tire life and stuff as well. And the tires are becoming more in stock now, which is good. I do get notifications seeing that the tires are in stock. And if you guys want those notifications, nothing special. You just go to Horizon or Tower and just click on the email me when available button, and they'll email you when they come in stock. So it's nothing special with that. But with that, everything else has been fine. I haven't had to change any of the diff oils, front or rear, shock oil, or anything like that. I've kept the setup like it is, and I do plan on doing more speed runs with it. And I do know people have said, oh, you take these off, and I know about that. I wanted to run it in a stock form, guys. There's a lot of guys out there who have never had a car of this caliber. I've never run a car like this that needed to see it run like this. And then I'll be doing the transformation, talking about if you do speed, you need to do X, Y, Z and stuff. But I want to run it in its stock form, and then also start making smaller minor modifications, as I progress forward with this car. So if there's any other questions, put them in the comments down below, because a lot of the guys that watch my channel are real smart, and they help me with answering questions that I'm not either able to get to. And there's some questions I can't answer. I don't know everything. I wish I did, but I don't. If I did, I wouldn't be here now. But there's some questions out there you guys may have. Just put them down there, because somebody usually sees them and they usually answer them. I do appreciate you guys. I may not always heart or give a thumbs up or comment, but I do appreciate when you guys have comments out there, and some of the guys that come back and answer correctly. So be nice in the comments and be nice in the questions as well, because not everyone's been into this hobby for a while. Some people are new to it, and some people just don't know. So there may be people that ask suggestions for setups and stuff like that. Ask it in the comments, guys. And if I don't get to it, somebody will, or maybe me and other people will get to talk about setups and stuff. But I have more coming for this car, because it truly is, in my eyes, limitless in what you can do with it. I won't be taking it off road or anything like that. But I will be talking more about tires, different tires and wheels to use on it, gear ratios, and how to set it up for speed, and then also for general running. And I'll get more in depth in some of the final reviews for it. But so far, guys, I love this car. I really, really do. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. And I'm actually getting ready to go run it in just a bit. So anyway, guys, like I said, put your comments down below. Be nice in your comments. Be nice in your replies. Try not to be too bad about replying to people and too bad about asking questions and stuff like that. So, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.